Let's get busy.
Baxter's 942 in the Highlands. My home base for the podcast recording. Shooting from the Lip is in the house. Someone else who is in the house. Do you go by Leanne?
A lot of people call me Lee or Lily.
What do you
people
want
that
me to
know
call
me
you?
really well call me Leanne.
Leanne.
So you can call me Leanne.
Leanne Cooper in the house.
Leanne Cooper in the house.
What's up, lady?
Oh, you know, getting off work, coming to do a podcast. Why not?
Your typical Tuesday night thing, right?
Yeah. You know, you cut some hair, you do some highlights, you do a podcast.
Cutting some hair tonight?
I did. I cut some hair tonight. I had kind of a slow day at work, but that was all right.
You, we've been Facebook friends for a while. And you're one of those as I do gather, do my due diligence when it comes to guests. Leanne is one. If you go to her Facebook page and you look at her intro, you can see that she is like in the middle of a lot of things.
So busy all the time.
Yeah. And I'm thinking it's between her, you know, all the stuff she's involved with and her look. You have this look. Mm-hmm. It's badass.
It's the resting bitch face.
Your hair, your lips, your ink.
Well, I do sell hair and makeup for a living, so I got to look at least moderately decent
and you do
most of the time.
You look more than moderately decent.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
But here we are, and we're going to have some fun here. Before we get into all you are involved with, Louisville, born and raised, or this area?
I'm from New Albany, Indiana.
Okay. Still?
Born and raised.
Who's your girl?
Who's your girl?
daddy?
Who's your New Albany white trash in the house? It's okay. I'm okay with it. I already know. I come from a long line of hillbillies. It's all right.
So, and you've stayed there. You still?
Yeah, I like it. It's 20 minutes from everywhere. It's half as expensive to live there.
It is.
My kid goes to school there, which is a big deciding factor, and I work there. So
One child.
I will never do that again. That was awful. Awful. Never have babies. Actually, just don't be pregnant. It's the worst thing on the planet. I don't know how some women love it because I thought it was horrendous and awful.
Really?
Yes, I puked every day, like every single day for 42 weeks. Yes.
Just the physical.
It was awful. And that whole like living thing moving around in your body is very weird and not appealing at all.
Did you go in like you thought you were in an alien movie or something?
I said that a few times. Like I feel like it's just gonna rip out of the front, and dance with a top hat.
Yeah. Oh,
that would have totally been something my kid would do. But
yeah. And
he's an arts child.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, here you are. Give us a little background on you.
Well, I was raised in a very Catholic family and grew up going to Catholic school. So, you know, if you want your kids to be covered in tattoos and be kind of an asshole, you should probably send them to Catholic school.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of siblings. Exactly. And all of my siblings are like that, too. It's not just me.
Really?
I have all but one. My youngest brother is the white sheep of the family because the rest of us are black sheep. So he just doesn't fit in.
Church bound and believing.
He's not super church bound, but he did go into the military, which is, I don't like being told what to do. So I know that I'm just not that person, and neither are any of my other siblings. So, but me and my older brothers and my older sister, we're all covered in tattoos and not necessarily the best teenagers to deal with. But my younger brother, always abided by the rules. He's not covered in tattoos. He was in the military. He does LARPing, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's kind of a strange guy.
LARPing, man. That's the...
he's an engineer. Like, I don't...
Isn't that the LARPing?
Yes,
is when you
like
pretend,
they dress up and like pretend it's medieval times.
Yeah.
But he can make some hellified armor, so I can't really...
Okay.
I mean, in like legit metal smithing, so I can't really... He's skilled, just not in the same way I am.
You're not into LARPing.
No, I'm not. I mean, I like I like the role play and I like being on stage, but I'm not so much into
Rare.
the LARPing.
Role play. I hear you.
But no, I grew up in a very Catholic family. Always did the arts, always did theater from the time I was like in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
All the way till now I'm still a performer. So luckily my parents got to see all that money they pumped into voice and dance and acting lessons pay
Paying
off.
off.
Yeah.
You clearly have a look.
I do have a look. It's been well honed. It's because I saw a cartoon when I was a kid that had a sideshow in it with the painted lady, the tattooed lady.
Really?
And decided that I wanted to be her.
Really? Would you remember what
I was like
cartoon?
5.
What is?
It was one of those like old Warner Brother cartoons. I don't even remember anything else about it other than they were at a carnival with a sideshow and they had a tattooed lady and I'm like, I want to be that lady.
How many hours of ink do you have on you?
18 years worth. So I don't know. I have probably 60% of my body covered at this point.
Really?
Trying to just have one giant tattoo that just starts at my head and goes to my feet.
On one side or?
No, my whole
real?
I'm gonna run out of skin one day.
I was gonna say.
One day. It gets really expensive.
Yeah, it's not a cheap.
And I hate getting tattooed in the summer because they're hard to heal. Like you sweat.
Yeah.
You can't have them in the sun. You can't get in the pool. So I am a winter tattooer for the most part.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah. Then you wear sweaters. I don't have to worry about like getting hair on them at work because I've had that happen before.
Mm-hmm.
Like this fish fell off my arm because I got hair in it at work and it got infected. And then I had to have it redone. Like, I don't know if you've ever had a tattoo fall off.
No,
it
I haven't.
happens.
I've only got one, and it covers a very small part.
Well, I don't suggest doing it. It's not like infected tattoos are not the way to go. Because then you have to have it redone, and that hurts even more because it's scar tissue. So.
Oh yeah,
it sucks.
That. Yeah, wow.
But eventually, I'll run out of skin. Hopefully, I don't have that ever happen again because it was terrible.
So you mentioned growing up Catholic.
Oh yeah.
You still practice?
Oh no, I'm a recovering Catholic. Recovering. That's why I have this nice sacrilegious tattoo on my chest.
Fair.
My mom hates it a lot.
Because of she feels like it's
My mom says, "I give you this beautiful skin, and you put graffiti on it."
So she's not a fan.
No. However,
how come you be more like your brother?
No, she would never say that.
Okay.
She knows better. No, she does like to have my kids have more tattoos bragging rights with her friends. And she's like, no,
you said your other
children
siblings
do
are
not have
as well.
tattoos. My children have tattoos.
Yeah, those are tattoos.
Yes, yeah. Like my brother that's 3 years older than me, actually both my older brothers, we both have, like we all have full sleeves and chest pieces and back pieces and legs are covered. It's like.
Is there a story here?
I have a few. This.
Go ahead.
This little teacup I got as an anniversary, like a friend-iversary with my friend Mandy after we were friends for 20 years because China is the 20th wedding anniversary present, so we got China teacups.
Well, that's cool.
This is my hairdresser tattoo. Honestly, this arm is the only thing that really has anything that has meaning on it. This is my hairdresser tattoo.
Okay.
This is a lifestyle tattoo. I don't know how much you know about upside down pineapples.
No, I don't. What's that mean?
It's an open lifestyle, like a swinger lifestyle. So I don't really like to be with one person because it's really boring. So
you can definitely talk. I'm curious now. Now you piqued my interest.
Swinger lifestyle is definitely.
I know of it.
It's
I'm not gonna confess my
off the record.
Yeah.
But
something you still
I don't know.
practice?
Oh yeah, I mean it's been a big part of my life for the past 18 years. So I was married for 17 of those years, and it was just always something we did because we got married real young.
Understood.
And we're
totally
like,
agree. Y'all are on the same page with it.
Yes, it was like I want to be with you for a long time. I don't necessarily only want to sleep with you. So.
I mean, as long as you're on the same.
Oh yeah, as long as
page,
everyone knows about it.
No secrets. That's
right.
That's
right.
Definitely no secrets.
That's a big part of it. So I have that tattoo. This I got at it was a fundraiser for the No Dapple protest.
The what? Wait a minute. The what?
What was it? No, the North American pipeline that they were trying to put through.
In the Native American.
Yes,
when
they were trying to put the pipeline through the reservation.
Really? You were there?
I went to the tattoo shop on Thanksgiving because they were having basically everyone got the same tattoo. It was $50, but all the proceeds went to buying supplies for the protesters.
So this was here locally?
Yes, this was at Banana Fish
you didn't,
Tattoo
like,
Parlor.
go out
No,
to-
as cool
was
as
it-
that would have
was it in
been.
one of the Dakotas or something? Or?
South Dakota, I
Yeah,
believe.
okay, yeah.
I'm sorry if that's
No,
wrong.
no.
But
Yeah.
I believe it was South Dakota.
Okay.
But it was a fundraiser to buy like water and tents and
Right.
stuff like that for the protesters. And that was at Banana Fish Tattoo Parlor. That's where I get all my work done.
Wow. Okay.
And then I got the banana fish because
See that.
Amber's a good friend of mine. And then I would show you up here, but my arm's all. I got this sleeve on. I almost wore short sleeves too. I should have.
Sure.
This is a tattoo my son picked out and designed because he loves giraffes and he likes Mindy art. So
So I see there's two right
yeah,
here. Okay.
there's like a mommy giraffe and a baby
I see.
giraffe.
Okay.
And then I have this hammer because my dad's a carpenter. And then I got these vagina flowers because I thought it would be really funny to have a bunch of vagina flowers.
That's what it is.
Vagina flowers.
They are.
They
vagina
are.
flowers.
It's 3 separate, different types of vaginas because they're all different.
Wait a minute. 3 because.
There's
ahead.
no 2 vaginas are the same. so-
That I totally agree, but the fact that there's what give me the third. What's the third?
No, they're just 3 different ones.
Okay.
Like there's infinite numbers of vaginas, of different
Okay.
types of
All right.
vaginas.
Fair
But
enough.
I just thought it would be funny to have flowers that looked like vaginas. And it is. It still makes me laugh
Still
to this
makes-
day.
well, if it
So,
makes- if you're happy, then I'm happy.
but that's kind of all my tattoos that really have meaning. So they're
And then
all
the
on one
other,
appendage.
Just on a whim or something that just sparked an
This-
interest. Because go ahead.
This was one of those things where I just told Amber Banana Fish that I wanted an ocean sleeve. And I was like,
So you let
you can
her-
do whatever you want.
Okay.
The reason a lot of my tattoos don't have a lot of meaning is because I like to collect art. I don't necessarily like to plan my tattoos. Because like all the rest of them, this one I got because I was Catholic, but I didn't really have anything to do with the design of it. But like my back piece, I didn't really have anything to do with. All the stuff on my legs, I didn't really have too much to do with. It's like, well, what do you feel like tattooing today? So,
And
but
then you
art collector.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. The real scream queens.
The real Scream Queens.
Say
That's
that
a.
3 times.
I can't say it 3 times fast. It's too hard. It's a group that I'm in. Cassie Clifford's in that group as well. She's super awesome. You should totally have her on the show. She's great.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Candy Pop Photography.
I know the name. But yeah.
Anyway, it's a group she started, and it's a group of women that were heavily involved in like the haunted house scene over the years. Because I worked in haunted houses and did makeup. I worked as an actor. I was a tour guide, all the things for years and years and years. And she brought this group of women together who basically do like horror movie reviews. And during October, we go around and we go to all the different haunts and we rate them and do appearances. And then we all have characters that we roll. My character is the Velvet Razor, or I'm sorry, the Violet Razor, who's a serial Violet, like purple.
Yeah. Sorry.
The Violet Razor, and she's a serial killer from the 80s. So it's a character I get to play sometimes, which is really fun.
Characters, right?
Yeah.
Not real life stuff.
No, not real life stuff. I'm not really a serial killer from the 80s.
All right, just checking.
As cool as that would be.
Or in the
Or
2000s.
2019.
Yeah, I'm looking
No.
at the bio here. It's six sexy real life
Mm-hmm.
scream queens. So you're one of the 6.
I am one of the 6.
And how long has this been going on? Since
it's
2016.
Yeah,
is
it's
what
been a
it-
few
yeah,
years.
yeah.
We're usually in the Halloween parade. And we basically,
here.
yes.
Yeah.
And we basically go around and rate your haunted house,
Scare people.
which is, it depends. Like, we're all pretty scary looking when we have our costumes on. But mostly it's more for horror movie information and stuff like that. So
that's-
all things Halloween.
So that's a seasonal type of thing.
It's more seasonal, yeah.
Okay,
It's
so-
more, through the haunt
Yeah,
season.
that's not on your plate right now.
Not
probably.
currently. That usually starts up around September.
Yeah, so in autumn or whatever.
Yes, when it starts to get the cool breeze, which we're
When
trying
the
to get out
leaves
right
are
now.
starting to fall.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But it is fun to go around to all the different haunted houses, and
That is a cool thing.
then we have like a whole checklist of things that we look for when
Yeah.
we go through. So it kind of has its good points and its bad points, because as somebody who's done haunts for a long time, like,
Right.
you know how they do all the tricks, you know how they do all the effects and all that kind of stuff, and you're trying to give them a rating so they know what to improve on. So it's like,
So you're like
you go through and like you try to enjoy it and get scared, but you also have
So
to
you're
do your job.
critiquing.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah,
so,
it's like a critiquing.
So is there like a blog, or you all are posting your comments?
Yes,
or
we'll post comments, and then
yeah.
like if we see a really good movie, we'll write a little review of it and write that everyone should watch it.
It's very interesting.
Like
I
The
that.
Babysitter. I don't know if y'all caught that on Netflix.
I haven't
movie
seen
was
that.
fucked up.
Is that still on Netflix?
It was on there last fall.
Who's in that?
It wasn't anybody that
Okay.
I knew.
Okay.
It's like those Netflix actors that are in,
Right.
like Black Mirror always has the
Okay.
same actors.
Yeah.
But it's about this girl that is babysitting this like kid that doesn't necessarily need a babysitter. He's like 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
So she turns out to be like this demonic priestess, and she throws a party at his house and like kills a bunch of people and then tries to sacrifice him because he's a virgin. Like, worst babysitter ever.
I mean, if you're into sacrificing virgins, that's probably a
I mean, I feel like the only surefire way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Babysit a youngster.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, but I feel like these days it's a toss-up whether a 12 or 13-year-old would be a virgin. So it's a scary world we live in.
I'm starting to think, man, all the stuff you're into.
I'm kind of a weirdo. It's okay.
No. I'm just. You're not gonna like make the local news or anything.
I mean, I hope it's for something good if I do.
Okay, for
like
good.
something legal.
Yeah.
Like,
You're not gonna be like.
I don't want to go to the state pen, man.
Ted Bundy tapes kind of thing.
I mean, I hope not. Not so far, but I don't know. If my kid
do you have
keeps
a-
pushing
do you
it.
have a bad or dark side?
I mean, I'm pretty open about that. I wouldn't say it's a bad side. It's the less favorable
Would we not
side.
like you when you're angry?
It depends. Why am I angry? Am I
Why?
angry because you didn't do your job? Then yeah, you probably should not want to be around me.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm angry just because I'm pissed off, then just let me be by myself. I'll isolate myself. It's fine.
Or do you get what emotionally?
Sometimes. I mean, I feel like everybody gets emotional from time to time. I know a lot of times with Vava rehearsal, because I did Vava Vixens for a long time. Sunday rehearsals really depended on whether people had practiced that week. Like I can tell if you practice. So when I'm watching your number and I know you didn't practice, don't expect me to say anything nice to you. So
You were
it's kind of
like,
reap what you sow situation.
Let's go with the Vixens. Or do you still or with them, or what's your role now?
Right now, I wouldn't say that I'm with them, but I wouldn't say that I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I have talked to Lisa about coming back. I've kind of taken a couple years off to do some
'Cause you were
stand-up
there.
comedy.
You were with them for
Like 6 and a
for a
half,
while,
7 years.
yeah.
Yeah. I hosted a bunch of their shows during that time, which is a blast. It's an absolute
No, it is.
blast.
I love it. I didn't get to go. Sorry, Lisa. I was just I was under the weather. I think the first weekend and then the next weekend scheduled. But I tried to. They are amazing.
The Wizard of Oz show they just did was amazing.
Blizzard.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah,
V's.
some from feedback I got from some of the people, and just obviously the pictures and
It was great.
stuff, yeah.
It was a fantastic show.
It turned out very well for them.
But yeah, I think I'm going to be rejoining them in November for a variety show, or at least that's
Don't they have something like
the plan right now. They do a Prince show a Prince tribute show over the summer,
something
and I was
like
like, I really like to be outside and do everything else in the summer. So hit me up in the fall.
You don't like Prince?
Oh no, I love Prince. I just also like to go do things on the weekends in the summer.
Gotcha.
And rehearsal schedules, like they're pretty
they're
stringent.
pretty-
It's every
yeah.
Sunday and then a couple days during the week. So
They don't half-ass it.
no.
No.
I mean,
So
there's a
they're-
lot of ass in that troop, so even if they did half-ass it, it'd probably be pretty good.
It'd still be good, but
Right.
yeah, there's a lot of ass,
There's a lot of ass.
great ass.
But yeah, that's another reason I want to go back, because why not? All my friends are there and they're all hot.
You a little bit of exhibitionist, huh?
A bit. That's how I got into striptease.
We even talk about. Do you call vixen striptease? Or is that,
parts of it are. I mean, it's
But it's not.
It's more
what
of a new age burlesque. They do more variety type things.
That's a good way to put it. It's not,
new age burlesque.
Right,
it's not like your traditional. Everybody has a shimmy shake down to some kind of bump and grind music. They do a lot of aerials and just straight up dance numbers that have absolutely nothing to do with stripping. So. Right. I personally like to do strip teases or tell jokes while I'm taking my clothes off, which is always a really weird dynamic.
Where would you do that at?
I did a show, not this past Derby, but the Derby before at Tim Faulkner Gallery. And I have a bit where I dress up as a Maynard. Do you know what a Maynard is? Maynads are, what's the best way to put this? It's like a woman who is devoted herself to Dionysus, which is like the god of wine and sex. So basically, anytime Dionysus would come around, all the Maenads would go out and sacrifice like deers and foxes and men, and then they would dance around naked and instigate parties and drinking and
deer,
orgies.
foxes, and men.
Yes.
How does that all come together?
It works for them.
It works for them.
It works for them.
Right.
They love flowers. Anyway, so I do a whole bit about being a Maynard and being in town for Derby and how I love flowers. And then I hypnotize people with my cleavage, and then I do striptease. Because why not?
Because why not?
Because why not?
Because you can.
That's right, I can. And then I have another bit that's similar to that as far as comedy and then striptease, where I dress up as a vampire.
Which is still, to me, the most sexy.
I agree.
Horror, I don't know what horror character, whatever you want to do.
Fictional character.
Yeah.
That one I like to talk about, like being on Snapchat as a modern vampire, and like how everybody takes pictures of their food, and like you'll see pictures of my food, and they'll be named Bobby and Janet and Karen.
All your food, or
yeah.
I got you.
Vampires don't show up in pictures,
That's
so
true.
You'll never see pictures of me on
Exactly.
there, but you'll see lots of pictures of my food.
Food, gotcha.
And then
that have names.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I talk about
first and last names.
Yes. And then I'll talk about how, thanks to all the goth kids, I can now walk around in my favorite 19th century morning gown because they've brought all the steampunk back. So, and then I do a striptease.
Are you into the goth thing too?
Not so much. I mean,
probably.
I like black.
Go ahead.
I like black lipstick and black nail polish, but I was more of an underground punk kid in my heyday. I always had like pink hair and I started getting tattooed when I was in high school, so I was that girl that had pink hair and tattoos. So I know it's shocking.
No, I love your look, I really do. But in high school, then
yes,
were you the?
I was pretty much just like I am now, which I don't know if that's sad or exciting. Like, I was very sure of who I was as a person, which as a high school student is great.
I mean, no, actually, you're right. It is. If you can find out at that age, really.
It definitely, it made my life a lot easier because I just didn't really give a shit about what people thought of what I did, which is kind of a double-edged sword because you should care a little bit, not a lot, but enough to not get arrested.
True.
Which I cared just enough to not get arrested.
Yeah. So, all right, other than Vixens, you comedy.
I do stand-up comedy, yes. I mostly will tell stories. Like, I'm not very good at jokes, like jokes with a punchline. I'm actually really terrible at that. However, I tell really good stories. Which happen to be funny. Yes, and sometimes I just make them funny by telling lies. So, depending on where I am, because I have, just depending on the venue, sometimes some of my jokes do not go over very well, especially if you start talking about like being a swinger and stuff. Like, I did a show in Sellersburg, Indiana, and they were not ready. They were not ready for that. They were not ready for two husbands. Like, no. So I just kind of have to be aware of. Can you share the joke? Come on, Emil. But it's a story, though. It's not a joke. Share the story. So I'll tell you the opening part of that bit that made people not ready was the secret to having a really good relationship with your husband is to actually have two husbands. So you have one that is the responsible one, and you take care of the bills and stuff like that. Right. And then you have the other one that's just really pretty and good at sex.
Purely physical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he's dumb, but he's nice to look at. So that's the secret to having a good.
Dumb, does he? Just,
I mean, he usually is.
Okay.
I mean, that's okay
But
though.
the dumb part is irrelevant.
Not too
though.
dumb.
Okay.
Not like I have to be able to talk to you,
Yeah. All right.
but maybe not quite as good at holding a job.
So the pillow talk afterwards is not very.
It depends. What are you talking about? Are you talking about making a sandwich, or are you talking about like relationship
Right,
goals?
exactly.
Totally different
All right,
situations.
fair enough.
Or when people will be like, "Oh, you're in the lifestyle," which I know what that means, but I always think it's funny when other people try to act like they know what it means. Or when people ask me about my pineapple tattoo, and I'm like, if you don't know what upside down pineapples mean,
I actually didn't.
well,
And
now you know. If you ever
now I
walk
know.
through the store and you see all the pineapples have been flipped upside down,
Someone's done that.
someone
to
did that on purpose to be like,
right.
swingers, we're here.
So that's it.
We're scoping out your wife
Now
together.
I can admit that there's one particular place here in town.
There was.
It's not there.
There
anymore.
was.
They're
It
moving.
closed.
Well, they closed.
Well, they
Aren't
closed.
they moving to another?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So
Allegedly.
I had been there several times. I'm a voyeur.
There's lots of people like that
Yeah.
there because you don't have to wear clothes.
Right.
So, of course.
And and of course, I didn't go alone. So
Well, I mean, you can, but it's way more expensive
it's way
when you're
more
a
expensive.
dude.
Yeah. So it's not, yeah.
Which
so.
is kind of sexist to me. Like,
Very,
single women don't
very.
get charged extra, but single
well,
men
it's
do.
because
Because there's a lot of creepers.
yeah. Anyway, but those are some of the I've had some of really fun times.
Yes.
Parties like the
Oh, yeah.
Halloween parties and
Oh, the New Year's party,
New
the
Year's.
Halloween
Yeah,
party,
I was at a couple of those or several of those, and
the red light, green light parties.
yeah, and then you go there and you run into some people that you know.
I have run into so many people I went
Yeah.
to high school with where I was like, oh, well, this is kind of
I
awkward.
guess where I'm getting at is that
You never know.
Yeah, it's it is a for
It's
me.
a lifestyle.
Well, for me, it's not per se a lifestyle. A lot of it was curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
and then just the opportunity was there because, I just knew people who
Like-minded people.
Yeah, that I'd get the invite to come and
Mm-hmm.
hang out. But then you get there and they're just some very cool people.
Oh, yeah. I've
so-
met some of the coolest people that I've ever met in my
they're
life. through
real.
that.
They're real people.
Yes.
That all they're
They're not about some bullshit.
no, and it's not
Which is
about,
great.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So refreshing.
and they're not there to make it sleazy. Or, I mean, it's very everything really about it. It's really most of it is very tasteful. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
So
That's because you got a lot of bougie people that are like, oh, we'll have none of that.
right.
So, and I'm okay with that. Like,
Right.
please keep it bougie.
same. Yeah, some really good times, and I have zero problem or no issues with that, with the lifestyle.
It's fun. I mean, really, it's fun.
You still
And-
partake?
Well, yeah.
But where do you partake now?
I mean,
Is there places now?
usually mostly at my house because there's nowhere to go here.
Is that
I mean,
with is that with the because your present situation is that with you said you were married and you were going there, so is
Yes.
it not with
I mean,
it's
I'm
not with him no more. Is it still with him or
No, no, not
Okay,
really.
okay.
I mean, mostly because we're separated right now. We're still friends. We still get along really well. Who knows? We may end up back together. I have no fucking clue. But it's whatever.
so
So now it's just kind of with whomever I
Right.
choose.
but you're saying it's your place. But is there any place in
As far
Southern
as
Indiana?
like a
yeah,
club,
like a venue or
not really. I mean, people have like hotel parties or house parties, but as far as like a club to go to, there's not really anything
I know
around
there's
here now.
like here in Louisville. I know there's several. I know of a couple downtown locations where it's the every third Saturday of
Right.
the month that there's
Yeah,
the
there's a few
gathering,
places that
they'll
where they
go
have a
and
meet
hang
and
out.
greet.
Yeah, meet and greet, and then they kind of go from there. So
Well, yeah, and mostly when they do stuff like that, when you have like a lifestyle meet and greet, you'll meet at a vanilla bar, which for people that don't know, those are people that are
yeah.
not in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
You'll meet at a vanilla bar, so it's not like you're at an on-site club. Because like on-site clubs, you can kind of pretty much do whatever you want in private rooms,
right.
but you have to have somewhere else to go. So even if you meet people, you gotta have somewhere else to go.
I guess that's my question.
So you either go to your house, or you go to a hotel, or you go to someone else's house.
Yeah, there's no place right now.
No, there's no place right now.
What's the place over in Indiana where it's like it's not a swing club or anything? It's the, what is that? The Triple X, or what is that? What's that?
Theater X.
Theater X.
Theater X.
That's still around.
Sleazy as hell, man,
it?
but I love it.
I've never been there. I don't think.
It's so weird. It's such a weird place. I mean, it's a porn store, obviously. It's Theater
So
X.
that's what it is. It's a porn store.
It has a porn store in the front, but then they also have a theater that plays porn. And then they also have like little rooms you can go in and watch little peep shows. So it's a truck stop dream is what it is.
It basically is that.
It used to be a drive-in theater that played porn. I didn't know that.
See, that's where I think that's
I
how
just
I
learned that
knew
recently.
of that it was some type of drive. Yeah, so
Apparently, the church across the highway had a problem with being able to see porn from the highway. So,
especially
it's
on what,
like-
a Sunday night.
well, I mean, where do these kids think they came from?
That's true.
Not a porn set, probably, but you know, it's the mechanics are the same.
Yeah, but some of the kids at church probably didn't think that mommy and daddy didn't. That's a lot of
The stork brought
that's
them.
a lot of effort that mommy and daddy are going to conceive me.
Right. Sometimes it is a lot of effort.
Yeah, so.
But no, I don't know. Theater X is it's so dirty, but I love it. You know how you have like those hole in the wall bars that you just like for no reason? It's like that.
To be,
It's like nostalgic.
I really don't think I've been there. So, but it's on. It's probably
Lewis
on.
and Clark, 3131.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's what, in Clarksville or
It's in Clarksville.
It's on my kind of.
I mean, if you never make it there, I don't
Bucket
feel
list.
like you're going to be missing
No,
anything,
but it's
really.
one of those. I just want to.
How do you feel about glory holes? Like, that's the real question.
Well, honestly, I'm not going to partake. I wouldn't partake.
I wouldn't, because that sounds terrifying. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen somebody with mouth herpes, but I don't know if I would want that anywhere near my junk. Like, I know for a fact that I do not.
That's.
And I feel like with a glory hole, you're towing that line. Like, there might be mouth herpes on the other side of this wall.
That's.
Of course, I mean, I don't have a dick, so I can't really.
No, and but at the same time too, you don't want that situation where you're going to get the.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody trying to do that. Ain't nobody got time for STDs. That's why you got to be safe, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
Be safe, be smart.
We can still talk about it, but use your
That
head.
doesn't mean I don't. That doesn't mean I want to do it.
Yeah. Use common sense. Yeah. So
That is a skill most people don't have these days. It seems like common sense.
the Lola B Beauty, is that Lola?
Yes.
That's Lola.
You're thinking of Lola Delicious.
So it's not her.
It is not.
Okay.
No, Lola B Beauty is a company I have with one of my very best friends, Ashley Mueller. She's fantastic. I do hair, she does makeup, and we travel around and do weddings and photo shoots.
Really? Mm-hmm. So that's what that is?
That's what that is. It's hair and makeup. So if you ever need to get purty, you just call me.
Do you have like something dedicated to every day of the week?
It feels like that sometimes.
It looks like
I
it.
try to take at least one day out of the week where I do nothing except what I want to do, because I can't always do that. Like right now, I'm making costumes for a children's theater production of The Little Mermaid, because I don't have
For real?
enough things to do. Yeah,
Like
I'm
for
making
school,
7.
or what?
It's the Floyd County Children's Theater, and it's just something they started a couple years ago. I actually made some lioness costumes for their production of The Lion King a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And this year they called me and they're like, how do you feel about making 7 mermaid costumes? And I'm like, I feel great about it.
Mm-hmm.
And since it's for like 3rd graders, like how do you make non-risque, non-sexual mermaid costumes? Nude bodysuits, that's how you do it. Like everything is covered.
Yeah.
And we went with leggings instead, because I'm like, if they try to walk up these steps in a mermaid dress, they're going to face plant every time. So they'll basically be wearing mermaid print leggings with a nude bodysuit with shells attached to it and some fin leg warmers. But that's what I'm doing right now. I'm making kid costumes. It's crazy.
Which is cool, though.
It's fun. I mean, they really like it.
I was going to say, because I'm sure the kids, you get the reaction from the kids that are
Oh, yeah. Well, and I
very genuine.
make burlesque costumes,
I know.
typically.
Right.
So the reason they asked me to do it was because they were like, well,
did they
we see how sparkly your other
was gonna
costumes
say,
are.
yeah, they-
No, the girl that runs it, she was a few years behind me in high school.
So she knows your...
Yeah, she knows I'm in the burlesque industry and everything. So, no, when she called me, she's like, I want these to be the most glamorous mermaid costumes you've ever seen. I'm like, I can totally do that. Everything has glitter. Everything has sequins. Everything's metallic. So they will be the shiniest. They'll be blinding people from the stage with all their shimmer shininess.
Very good. You're someone, I'm always, what I try to do with my conversations is incorporate some pop culture topics and stuff. So I'm pretty damn sure I can throw some stuff at
Oh,
you
yes. I love pop culture.
for your opinions.
I definitely have opinions about things.
Check this out. There was one I saw. Let me pull this one up. I did not know this was a real thing, but then when I done my research, it's like it's happening. The story is this came out sometime last week. FDA, this is the headline of the story. FDA officially warns against buying young blood. So what that is that people in their ever quest to keep their youth are purchasing blood from a young person.
Like a young 20-something?
Yeah,
Like,
so-
I feel like they'd have to be at least 18.
Yeah. So
I would assume.
So these are people that are older that what they're doing in purchasing this blood is pumping it into
What is wrong with people?
So I guess you had not know you didn't.
Okay, I didn't know about that. Like, I knew people were getting these PRP facials, like the vampire facials, where
What's
they go.
that, PRP?
Okay, you have your blood drawn, and then they spin out all the platelets, all the stem cells, and they re-inject them into your face.
But it's your own.
It's your own
blood.
stuff, though.
Yeah.
Like, I knew about that. I didn't know people were buying like young college student blood. Like, first of all, you probably don't want that. Like, I know what I was doing in my early 20s, you would not have wanted my blood. Like, it would have been bad for you.
Well, I mean, in the story goes, it's showing where, in some cases, it has led to death.
Yeah. Like, are they checking the blood types on this? Like, I'm O negative. I gotta be careful.
You definitely you have to
I
be
could be
careful.
having just anybody's blood.
So the gist is that they feel like this blood could help
Like, regenerate their liver,
or
get rid of their wrinkles. Like,
it's I guess
Damn
I
it.
threw this at you.
Damn it, Edith, what are you doing?
Thinking the whole vampire in you.
man, I heard of vampire facials, but I've never heard of
this
I've heard of like people with their blood rituals and stuff. Like, I'm not necessarily into all that, but
Have you ever drank blood?
I mean, like, I've cut my finger and stuck my finger in someone else's
blood.
No,
Okay.
not on purpose.
No, not on purpose.
Not on purpose. I mean, everybody's been like that surprise period you didn't know that was going on. You're like, oh, this is like pennies. What the fuck? And at that point, you already did it, so you're committed.
That's true.
So,
But don't you think?
Might as well just go with it then. It's already happened.
So the person didn't have the courtesy just to give you a heads up.
Look, I don't know if you've ever had a period, but you don't always know that shit's going down at first.
Oh,
You get like a little
I see.
maybe.
Okay, all right.
But
So
maybe
it's
not
not
for
like
sure.
okay, it's not like all right. Oh,
It's not like somebody just like turns the faucet on and.
Gotcha.
But no, like, I mean, I feel like most people have been in that situation. Well, maybe not most people. I've been in that situation.
And you.
But no, I didn't know about people injecting young people's blood into their veins. That's weird.
Yeah, very. All right, here's another one. This post looks like he posted it on Twitter.
Okay.
This guy, and he was being very This wasn't like a gimmick or he did it for a reaction. Was his take on how to be a beautiful woman.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah. So here I'm gonna
men.
I'm gonna give you these are all that there's 12. I'm gonna read them out and then I'm gonna get you to react or get a response. Be thin, be able to cook, have long hair. I have to admit the hair thing. No offense to my short hair friends, I find I'm more attracted to women with longer hair.
Well, it's a sign of youth and vitality.
Yes.
However, as a professional hairstylist, I will tell you some people's hair looks like shit when it's long.
Okay, fair enough.
Doesn't look good on everybody,
Right.
unless you're gonna get some weave.
That was 3. 4, wear makeup. 5, be feminine. 6, be graceful.
I know some people where that's just out of the confines of their ability.
7, be sensual. Now, I'm
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm on board with that. So I'm at 8. What is it? 9, 10, shave. I don't know if it's it didn't go into detail. Like it says in parentheses, it's got should without saying. So I don't know if he's talking.
Like
Your legs or
obviously he's
your-
talking about like shave your legs, shave your junk, shave your armpits,
Okay.
shave your beard.
Yeah. Okay. Be fashionable.
Okay.
Wear pink and feminine colors.
No.
I mean,
That's
one's
dumb.
like, no. I still think black is my go-to color.
Yes.
And I still think, females look
Red.
great. Well, red too. I think females look great in black too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Love men.
There's so many men that give you a reason not to love them, or multiple reasons for that matter.
That was number 11. And number 12, which if this is really his thought process, clearly he's just a douchebag. Number 12, listen to men.
No, he's just a douchebag. Like I don't
And the
think
thing
there's
is,
like
through the conversations, this wasn't done as a gimmick or a reaction.
Oh no,
This
he was being serious.
Yeah. Did you see his picture?
I did not see his picture. I saw that post and I was like, this guy's an idiot. Because
He
first
is.
of all, not everybody looks good with long hair. Longer maybe, but some people's hair is just crap when it's long. And like the whole wear pink and feminine colors. No, I look terrible in pink and I don't like it. So I would never wear that. And makeup, like, there's a reason that people hire me and Ashley to do their makeup because, oh God, he's got a man bun. I'm sure he's got man bun in there somewhere.
I think this is what the Catholic Church would say.
That's Jesus.
Jesus looks in 2019.
100%. I don't think Jesus would say that to women. I mean, he hung out with Mary Magdalene pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And honestly, most of the people I know that go to church would not have a snowball's chance in hell of ever meeting Jesus because he hung out with sinners because he knew where the party was at.
he knew what was all.
He's like, it's
yeah.
cool. I can make some more wine. I got this.
I can make some more wine.
Bring me them pitchers of water.
It will never run out. What was your take on? I'm still getting the fallout from the Adam Levine
Oh,
in the
God,
Super
the
Bowl.
nipples.
Yeah. What was your take? Because obviously, Janet, that whole debacle, which.
Well, let's think about where the world was when Janet
fair enough,
Jackson
though.
had a nip slip.
Yeah.
Like, the world was not ready for nipples, okay? The world's still not super ready for nipples, but they're especially not ready for female nipples.
True.
I mean, and she had, like, a little nipple shield on there with her. Like, if you didn't know.
It wasn't a slip. I think we've
Look.
come to that conclusion.
Yeah, it totally was on purpose. Good on you, JT. Everybody wanted to see that anyway. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
And she still
there
looks
is a
fucking
long.
amazing now, so, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, there's this. It used to be very taboo for men to show their nipples before, like, the 1930s. That's why you always saw men in bathing costumes
Yeah,
that were like
yeah.
shorts and
You're right,
shirts.
you're right.
And just somehow over the years, they were like, nah, fuck that. We taking our shirts off. And nobody did anything. They're like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, go ahead. But when women do that, there's this whole hullabaloo. So I just feel like socially, we were just in a radically different place. Like, things have rapidly declined since then. Like, people are just, they're a little crazier now. They're way more over the top with anything sexual, anything that's going to be out there. They're going to push it to that farther limit.
Yeah,
So,
but you still have that conservative. You still have a lot of conservatives out there that
yeah.
they're just,
Yeah, but it's men's nipples, so nobody cares about that.
Well, true.
Or there's been lots of years of not giving a shit about that, so people don't see it as really controversy. And then you have people that are like, well, it should be fair and equal. And it's like, well, it should be, yeah, but the world doesn't work that way. So it's never going to be fair and equal. Do I think Adam Levine should have caught so much flack? Not necessarily. I mean, he's got some shitty tattoos that he probably should have gotten more controversy over, but, everybody has some of those, I guess.
What's your take on when it comes to staying with the Super Bowl? Because a lot of the fallout from the Super Bowl, especially the performers, obviously Maroon 5, which I'm not a Maroon 5
I used
guy.
to like them more before they got famous. Like their first album I liked, and since then I'm like, oh, well, they're trying to fit into a hole.
They're a chick band to me.
Totally. I went to one of their concerts. It was all girls.
Yeah, and more power.
And they were all like, "Oh my God, white jeans!"
Right. Well, you know what? And that's them.
Yeah.
Which to me is like the Super Bowl, which is a very.
It was to make the wives happy.
I guess that's
it
what
was.
it was.
It was so that.
Because that's not who I want.
No.
I think you want to play a halftime show for, especially with a bunch of dudes who are their testosterone level is crazy, for the Super Bowl. And,
yes.
And I just
My take on the Super Bowl is the game is for the men and I guess the female sports fanatics. The halftime show and commercials are for the women that are stuck at the Super Bowl game or the Super Bowl party because of their husband or boyfriend. And
that's a good point.
They need entertainment, and it kind of dupes your girlfriend into making chicken wings for you and your friends. Because they get to watch Adam Levine take his shirt off and look at his crappy tattoos.
I didn't think, I never really
Yeah,
thought
it's about a
that
payoff,
way.
man.
Okay.
You got to have something for the ladies.
Give and take. Right.
The whole world is about give and take, or it should be anyway. It doesn't always work out that way.
Here's one that I thought was interesting. Do you know who the actor? His name's Sean. Neil McDonough. You know. Yeah. You know.
Yep, I know who that is.
Read the role.
Oh.
Christian actor says he's lost roles and money for being faithful to his wife, and what he's getting at, or what the story is that he will not partake in any
sex scenes.
Yeah, anything physical, kiss anything because of his.
I mean, to each his own. I know there's a lot of actors that won't do full frontal nudity for the same reason, or they'll get body doubles for any nudity.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I don't understand that mentality, but
he goes. There's the story is in a 2010 TV series Scoundrels. 3 days into filming, he was abruptly replaced because of his refusal to perform any of the steamy sex scenes with his co-star.
I mean, did he not read the script first?
That's what I'm getting at.
Come on, man. You knew what you were signing up for. Your wife probably just bitched a fit when you got home, and then you're like, oh shit, now I gotta do something about it.
Is it?
I mean, that's your job. It's like, would I not do men's haircuts because I was married? No. But I mean, when you're an actor or a performer,
it's just an act.
It's your job.
Right.
Just like it's your job to go to the gym. Like, if you are an action movie hero, your job is to go to the gym and eat right. I mean, don't sign up for that job.
He stands by his religious convictions, and he puts God and family first.
That's cool, but you can't bitch about losing money if it was your choice.
It shouldn't even be a
topic.
A topic.
Shouldn't even be a topic.
Because
he chose that.
Right. So.
You made your bed, sir. Now lie in it with your wife.
Exactly. What's anything out there from your end that you, pop culture wise, that's been in your head or?
I mean, I did recently see a story where this dad made his daughter walk to school because she got in trouble for bullying kids on the bus. Did you see that?
No, I heard about that.
And like, I'm kind of torn on that because I do have a 7-year-old and he is very much an arts kid. He loves his glitter nail polish. He wants to take tap dancing. He plays guitar. Like, he goes to gymnastics. Like, he kind of gets picked on sometimes because, I mean, he's 7 and he goes to gymnastics. That's kind of all. That's all you need to know is why he wears glitter nail polish. And like,
Can I ask? Do you? What's this?
We go
out his sexuality.
Oh, I don't care. I don't.
Well, I know you don't care.
He's too little to know. I mean, right now he knows.
No,
that,
I guess he doesn't know.
Yeah,
you don't
he's
think
7. I don't think he knows.
All right. Okay.
He knows that he likes glitter nail polish. He likes how nail polish smells. Is really what it is. So it's like, oh, are you going to be a drag queen or a drug addict? I don't know. But like, as far as kids getting picked on, he's gotten picked on a few times. But growing up as a weird kid myself, because I was always...
You probably had your fair share, right?
Oh, yeah. I got picked on a lot. So my mentality on it is, you be you. And if people don't like it, too bad. Like, they're going to miss out because not everyone's going to like you, and that's okay. Now, if somebody comes up and hits you, though, you sock them in the face real fast.
You should.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
defend yourself.
right.
Don't start a fight.
Or,
But by all
this is
means-
2019, or...
Blast them on social media.
That, or you talk to your attorney.
Yeah.
and just
Well, the first Monday of kindergarten, this was last year, but the first Monday of kindergarten, he punched a kid in the face because they got into an argument over red Power Rangers, and they wanted to play Power Rangers on the playground, and my son was like, well, we can both be the red Power Ranger because there's a lot of different ones, which... In case you didn't know, there's like 1,000 different versions of Power Rangers. So there are multiple red Power Rangers, which was his reasoning.
But in this particular case,
this kid said absolutely not.
Because red, to him, red is red.
Yes, all red Power Rangers are one person. Yeah. So he punched Paxton in the chest, and like out of instinct, Pax just like rears back and clocks the kid in the face, and then he went and ratted himself out.
He told on himself.
He told on himself. He went up to the teacher and he's like, so-and-so hit me in the chest because I wanted us to both be the red Power Ranger. And I tried to hit him back in the chest, and I missed and hit him in the face. And then walked himself to the principal's office. So, I mean, I don't want him to feel like he has to conform to what other people want because that will never make you happy. But I also don't want him to feel like people can push him around because he's being who he is. So that has always been kind of what we taught him, like, don't start no shit, but don't take no shit.
Right.
Which is also why he wants to take karate. So he really just wants to be a Power Ranger. He wanted to take gymnastics so he could learn how to do ninja flips.
Well, I mean, if he's going to go Power Ranger, wants to be a Power Ranger, he's going to have to go all the way.
Yeah, I feel like start with gymnastics, build the flexibility, build the balance. Then when you get a little bit more concentration, we'll switch you to martial arts.
Exactly. Right.
But he loves it. So he's always been really good about defending himself. And he's always, like, he's a pretty fair kid. Like, he likes to make sure everybody gets involved when they're, like, playing games at school and stuff. So he is the one that will go talk to the kid that sits by themselves in the corner, which I hope he continues to do that as he grows up, because that kid in the corner probably needs somebody to talk to. But I don't know. We'll see. He's 7. I just hope he kind of maintains his loving nature that he has now, other than when he punched that kid in the face. But that kid had it coming.
He had it coming.
He hit him first. And I'm like, look, don't start no shit, don't take no shit.
Exactly. I'm totally with you there.
And he's kind of a dork, so he's going to be defending himself probably for the rest of his life.
He's have to, but, you know.
I don't mind that, though. I like having a weird kid. We do art projects together. It's great.
I guess the weird or normal is...
They're the best.
It's an interpretation.
Yeah.
But it ultimately is you're being yourself. So
I would much rather him be comfortable being himself his whole life than feeling like he has to fit into a mold that someone made for him.
Totally agree.
Because that's how I was raised. Like, my parents never tried to get us to be anything that we weren't. Now, if there was anything that we were interested in, they would support that and like, oh, you want to play basketball? Cool. Now we had to finish it if we signed up. Like we couldn't quit mid-season.
Well,
which is why I never signed up for sports. I was like, that looks terrible.
I do think you can't. You once you jump into something, you
Gotta
should
finish
see
it.
You have to. Totally.
Well, it's like he signed up for, I had to sign a year contract for gymnastics, and he keeps telling me he wants to take tap dancing, and I'm like, that's cool. You're in gymnastics till September, so you have to do that.
Yeah.
And guitar, he started taking guitar. He wanted guitar lessons for his birthday last year. And I guess he thought like he would go to 2 lessons and then magically be able to play like that movie Coco. I don't know if you've seen that. It's a bunch of Spanish classical guitar that would take you your entire life to learn. But he got really discouraged when he couldn't immediately be good at the guitar. He's like, it hurts my fingers. I'm like, man, you got to build up your calluses. And then I had to explain to him what calluses were. So
now he knows.
Now he knows. He practices more now. He says it doesn't hurt his fingers as much.
I'm just scrolling through your.
Oh man, the Facebookery. I haven't been posting too much. Oh, there's my girl.
Verity Bites.
Yes.
Trying to get her on here.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she is.
She's amazing. She does so many things. Every time I think I do a lot of things, I talk to somebody like Verity, and I'm like, I do nothing. She does everything.
Yeah, yeah. Your timeline always seems to, I'll stop and read.
I've had kind of some shit going on lately. My dad had surgery yesterday, which was crazy. I'm pretty sure my dad's half alien because he has had some form of stage 4 cancer for the last 20 years. And you would never, ever guess. Like to look at him or talk to him, you would never, ever know there's anything wrong with him.
How long has he had this?
Since I was a junior in high school.
Stage 4?
He had stage 4 bladder cancer for like 16 years. That's unheard of. Like his doctor, like when he got diagnosed, they're like, normally.
My first response would be, that's misdiagnosed.
Oh no, he definitely had bladder cancer.
Stage 4 bladder cancer.
Definitely had it.
Then he's probably got some kind of.
He's half alien, man. I'm telling you. So I'm really hoping I inherited that gene. Mm-hmm. But when I was a junior in high school, he got diagnosed with bladder cancer, and they told us, maximum outlook is usually 6 to 10 years, and that's
exactly
max. Like nobody lives past 10 years. So a couple years ago,
I thought 6 to 10 was.
That's
still good.
Pretty good outlook. Yeah.
Like, good God.
So he had that. I mean, he went through tons of surgeries and chemo and all that kind of stuff. Still went to work every day, which I don't. Like he would leave chemo treatments and go to work because he's crazy and half alien, I'm pretty sure. So he did that. Had that for 16 years. A couple years ago, he actually finally had his bladder and everything removed, so he no longer has bladder cancer. And then when he went for his screening to make sure like everything was cool after his surgery, they had his film misaligned, and they caught the bottom of his lung in the film and found he had a mass in his lung, stage 4 lung cancer. So it's like, what the fuck, man? So he's been dealing with that, and then last year... So
basically, stay at normal stuff for him.
Yes, stage 4 cancer is just normal for my dad.
Good God.
But, and he's like one of the only people in my family that's ever had... It's like he got all the cancer from everyone in the family. But,
Is there cancer in his history on his side of the family?
No, not really. It's weird. That's what I mean. It's like, I don't know. My dad's crazy. I think he might just be too stubborn to be ill. But he had surgery yesterday. They had found like all of his cancer, it's metastasized all over his body, but it's in remission. Like nothing's growing except for this tumor he had on his brainstem. So he just opted to have it removed. And I'm like, so you're just going to like have brain surgery like that? He's like, well, yeah. And they told him he could like lose his hearing and he'd probably lose mobility on the right side of his body and like all these things. And he's like, I'm going to do it anyway. Half a smile is better than no smile. I'm like, okay, well, I can't really hate on that. So, all right, I like your outlook. Yeah. So he gets out of surgery yesterday, and they were pretty sure he was going to lose his hearing and look like he had a stroke and stuff.
Right, yeah.
And he comes out of surgery yesterday. They took the whole tumor out. No nerve damage. There's nothing wrong with him. And, like, when they told him that
he's not from this world.
I know. I'm really hoping I inherit that gene. Like, I hope I have that. So, yeah, he's some kind of bionic human. And, at this point, it's like you don't want to have any kind of negative outlook. And his surgeon even told him, he's like, we wouldn't even normally suggest people have this done, but if anybody's going to be
How old is
fine,
he?
it would be you. He's 68.
Wow.
So yeah, he was late 40s when he got diagnosed. So it's like, I don't know. It's crazy. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it's because he's gone to work every day and has decided that he just has better things to do than die.
Maybe.
And I think that maybe that's the secret to living a long life. I don't know. It seems to be working for my dad pretty well.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's doing great now.
Good.
So
Very
we'll
good.
see. We'll see. Anytime that we have him around is a plus because we thought he was going to die. They're like, you should have died a decade ago.
Yeah.
So, but no, he's cool. He's a cool dude. He's the reason I like Queen.
The band Queen?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh, cool.
the band Queen. We
Yeah.
went and saw Bohemian Rhapsody
Yeah.
together, which was great.
Oh, good. All right. Winding down, there's, I do kind of with some of my guests, kind of a quick Q&A. A little rapid fire kind of thing.
Cool. I'm ready.
First concert you attended?
Concert or show?
Concert, as in music.
I went to see Earth, Wind, and Fire with my dad when I was in like 6th or 7th grade,
That's
and it was
badass.
amazing.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good one.
It was at the IUS amphitheater.
Oh, I forgot. It's all in Indiana.
Exactly. No one
How
knows
much
what that
time do
is.
you spend on this side of the river during
It
the
depends
week
on
or-
the week. Sometimes I'm over here 3 or 4 days a week. Other times I'm not over here at all. So it really just depends.
Okay. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Telepathy.
Really?
Yeah, I want to like get in people's heads. Like I do, but I don't. So I want to have telepathy, but I'm kind of glad I don't. Because I've seen True Blood, and it looks like it kind of sucks sometimes.
Which is a good show.
Yeah, it was for like a long time, and then it got really weird.
Yeah. You're into the horror. What would be some of your recommended horror flicks to someone?
Definitely watch The Devil's Rejects.
Rob Zombie?
Yes,
Yeah.
love that movie. And Last House on the Left, the original one from the 70s, and then watch the remake because they're
Is it
radically
really?
different.
I haven't seen I've seen the one that's 70s. Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
it's been a while.
the original one is mostly about like the girl, right? The remake of it focuses more on like the parents' retaliation. Totally different movie.
Really?
Like it's the same movie, but it's a totally different
Okay.
movie. So I suggest people watch those both. And
So
then
it's not really a remake then.
I guess technically it is. It's just the point of view. Like it's the exact same story,
But it's a
different point of view.
Okay, I see.
Like 90% of the one from the 70s is the girl,
Right.
and her getting back to the house. Well, the remake, 90% of it is what the parents do with these people after they found out what they did to her daughter.
Oh.
So, same story,
like
radically
that.
different perspective.
Gotcha. From a different perspective. Okay.
And one film that no one should ever watch is Serbian film. I don't know if you've ever. It's banned in a lot of countries,
What's it called?
actually. Serbian film.
So that's what it's called. Serbian film. So
And
like
it
a
is-
documentary type of thing, or
No,
what
it is the most messed up movie I have ever watched in my life.
See, now I have to Google it or whatever.
If you can find it, I mean,
I'm sure
at
it's
this point,
probably not on any of the.
no, it is not on any
streaming.
kind of streaming. You can't find it anywhere. Like you would have to know someone that has a burnt copy that they burned a DVD off the VHS because it's banned.
What is
all
the? Hold on, I'm gonna keep going.
It's so weird. It's about this guy that, God, I'm trying to even remember. It's been a while since I've seen it, and it's an awful movie. Like it's well made, I guess, but it's a terrible subject matter. It's like this guy. There's like infant rape in it, and all kinds of weird
called
Serbian film. Like I said, it's banned in a lot of countries because it is so dark and so terrible. That's it. That's it.
2010 exploitation horror thriller film, blah, 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 tells the story of a financially struggling porn star who agrees to participate in an art film, only to discover that he has been drafted into a snuff film,
Right.
snuff being real
Real death in the porn, yeah.
with pedophilic and necro. Good God.
Dead babies. Like, let's no. Like,
Good
let's
God.
don't ever watch
Upon
that
its
movie.
debut of the it figures substantial attention and controversy. The film has been banned in Spain, Germany, but it's not been Spain, or it's not been banned here.
No, but it's banned a lot of other places.
Right.
But like, you can't buy it anywhere. It's not like you can just order it on Amazon, or at least not to my knowledge. I only saw it because I have a friend who's
It was
super-
released at a film festival.
Oh God.
That's what it said.
I'm sure that went over really well. I mean, it's kind of one of those underground horror movies that, like, if you've seen it, you will never watch it again. And if you haven't seen it, you have to see it so that you can never watch it again.
Netflix has refused to do it.
Nobody will carry it.
No one.
Apparently, when you deal with like pedia erotic whatever, like, no, nobody wants to carry that on their streaming service.
I mean, usually there's things that will just, try or watch.
That's not one of them. You don't need to watch this. Like, never watch that movie.
I had never heard of this one. So,
That's one. I don't know. Like I said, if you've seen it, you will never want to watch it again. And a lot of it, it's like, it's just hard to watch. Like, it's so dark, and it's so just things that you don't want to see in your life ever.
Stuff made in your nightmares and stuff.
Yeah, like just think the most sick, depraved things that involve children. Like, that's what's in that movie. You don't want to watch that. And
Literally
someone thought
of this shit up
for a film festival.
Yeah.
Like, why would that go over well?
All right, so that's any other horror recommendation? You said not that one, but
Not that one. Don't watch that one, but definitely watch both Last House on the Left.
What about I mentioned vampire flicks are still
my favorite vampire movie is Interview with the Vampire.
That is one of my favorites.
Which a lot of that is because I really like the costuming.
Yeah, because a lot of it took place in what
1700s. Yeah. Little tidbit of information: if you ever go on a haunted history tour in New Orleans, you will quickly learn that there are 3 French buildings in the French Quarter, and one of them is an Interview with the Vampire. Like, when they go to the dinner party and they're like playing the piano and all that stuff, and they kill the family, that's one of 3 French buildings in the French Quarter.
Oh, really?
That they filmed it in. Yeah. Everything else burnt down. Like, apparently they had a lot of fires, and a few times, like one time they had a fire, it burnt down like 2/3 of the city because it was on Black Friday and they wouldn't ring the church bells to alert people that there was a fire because it was Black Friday and they're Catholic. Another reason I'm not Catholic. Anyway, so like 2/3 of the city burnt down, and then when it was rebuilt with Spanish architecture. So everything in the French Quarter is Spanish except for the convent, that house they filmed Interview with the Vampire in, and a bar that's like a pirate bar that's been exactly the same since the 1700s. It has no electricity and dirt floors. It's really cool. I don't remember what the name of it is, but if you just say I want to go to the oldest pirate bar, everyone will know what you're talking about.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Interview Vampire, definitely one of mine.
And like, I never know who, I didn't know who Gary Oldman was forever because he never looks the same in any movie. So it took me forever to figure out who he was.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, Bram Stoker. I read that book a lot when I was in like 4th and 5th grade. So I probably shouldn't have, but I did.
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys is a good one.
Yeah. Twilight, none of that shit.
Look, glitter vampires are not where it's at.
No.
You can't be a vegetarian vampire. Come on. And those books were written, like, have you read those books? They're not written very well. But like, you can tell they're written for teenagers. So I don't know why all these 36-year-old women were trying to get all hot for like a 15-year-old werewolf. It's like, he's a kid, right?
You women.
Or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they were 115. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Let's see. What's up? If you could be stuck in an elevator with a celebrity, who would it be?
Ooh. Kat Denning. Mostly because I get told I look like her a lot. The girl from Two Broke Girls.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
I'm pretty sure someone met me and then wrote that show, and I'm pissed because I'm not getting any damn royalties.
No royalties. Oh, well.
They're like, you look and sound like that girl from Two Broke Girls. I had me and my friend Faith actually dressed up as her and the blonde from that show for Halloween one year, just because we get told we look like them a lot.
Okay, that's cool. If a genie granted you 3 wishes.
And I can't wish for more wishes, right?
No, just 3.
An endless supply of money. That would be one. Because, like, money can't make you happy, but it can definitely make your life more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as long as all your bills are paid and you can do whatever you want. Okay. That my band was ready to play out places. That would be great. We're almost there. We're getting there.
Good.
And... I don't know. I'd have to think about the third one. Because if you have endless money, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah, but that's
like,
such a cop-out, though.
It
Just
is.
give me-
It is. That I would never age physically. That would be great.
So you want to live forever?
I don't want to live forever. I just want to look young forever.
Okay.
But I don't want to inject young people's blood into my bloodstream.
Yeah. Digressing a little bit, what's your take when it comes to, because, well, let me read the fact that you want to look young forever.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on Botox, plastic surgery? Because
I'm more into the preventative things. Like, I'm not going to say that I would never have it done. Like right now, I'm 36. I feel like I look pretty good. I don't really feel the need for Botox or anything.
No.
But I also have spent a lot of money on skincare to make sure that I don't need Botox. So,
fair enough.
So, you know, I feel like if you do your preventative things, and you drink water and you don't get out in the sun too much, or if you do, like, everybody needs some sun exposure because you need vitamin D, but, you know, maybe not be a sunbather.
Right.
But I mean, as long as you take care of your skin, I feel like I can look young for a long time with a lot of moisturizers and creams.
That's true.
But I mean, I think some people take it way too far. Like when you can't sweat from your forehead and you also cannot raise your eyebrows.
Yeah, when you smile and your eye still is all, you know.
Yes, like you don't get any smile. Like I want some smile lines. Like that shows you had a good life, right?
You know, people are, this is probably not a very popular, I'm Dolly Parton for it. People were ranting and raving on how great she looks at her age.
Cher.
It's all,
they've been nipped and tucked and pulled and stitched and wigged.
They look so much different than they used to, that kind of thing. And it's,
well, there's that, and then there's like, you don't see them without their hair and makeup done.
Yeah.
Like, I can almost guarantee that if you saw Cher or Dolly Parton without the tape that holds their hairline back and all the makeup and the wigs, because neither one of them have their real hair. I mean, like, they have hair, but they don't ever wear their real hair out. They always wear wigs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and they'll both tell you all about it, so it's not like they don't, like, people don't know that they wear wigs.
true.
It's like, see them without the costume on, and I can promise you they look like they're in their 70s. Even with all the plastic surgery and makeup and hair and Botox in the world, you can't fight it off forever. And then there's like, oh God, what's his name? With the face that's way too tight. Sells chicken. Same with Dolly Parton. God, what's his name?
Sells chicken.
Maybe he doesn't sell chicken.
Oh, it sells chicken. What,
They sang,
Kenny Rogers.
yes, Kenny Rogers.
Yes, and he has.
God, he has pulled his face so tight. It's like, man, can you close your eyes?
I saw him and
There's
Chuck
or
Norris
Mickey
the other
Rourke.
day.
Mickey Rourke
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like you've done too much to your
Yeah.
face, sir. And then Courtney Cox, she took all her fillers and stuff
yeah.
out, and it's like, now that it's all dissipated, and you're like, okay, now you look like a normal person again.
But then you got someone like Jennifer Aniston, who she's a vampire or half alien.
I'm pretty sure she sleeps in a hyperbolic chamber.
God.
I used to think that about Madonna, and now she's done she's done so
that's
much.
another one. I saw her I think was at the Grand, or was that where
Something, and she be looking rough.
Yeah,
So rough.
all right, let's see. Here's 3 things. I'm going to give you 3 things. These are 3 of the things that I would like to know the answers to before I pass. 1, is there really a God?
Okay. Do I think there is?
Well, I'm going to give you my
Okay.
3, and then you can either respond to those 3 or give me some of your
Things I must know.
you must know.
Gotcha.
So, dear God, are we alone in the universe? And what really happens after we die?
See, now I feel like I can combine all those into one answer.
Bring it.
All right, so I have a theory on the Bible. If the Bible is a real thing, which I'm going to say if, because not necessarily my thing, but it is for a lot of people.
It is.
When they are describing angels in their round chariots from the sky, it's a fucking UFO.
It's exactly. I
And-
buy into. You familiar with the ancient astronaut theory? Let's say I buy into that.
Yes, absolutely. There's no
They're describing.
aliens.
Yeah.
Giant head, big eyes, flames of fire,
Right, yeah.
chariots of fire. No, they were describing UFOs. They didn't know, like, they're not going to know, oh, that's a UFO. Chariot is what was their language.
Right.
So that's what they're going to call it. So to me, I don't know if there's necessarily God. Do I feel like there's other beings in the universe? Absolutely. It's arrogant to think that we're the only
No, I don't think that.
intelligent creatures in this universe.
We're not alone. For sure.
But I mean, I feel like most people that would say God are probably talking about aliens.
I believe that. I do think the higher,
there was
the
no
higher
other-
power is alien.
Oh yeah. And as far as what happens to us, I mean, I feel like energy's constant. So you can have a house for it, which would be your body. But when your body dies, energy doesn't necessarily die.
True.
And I don't know.
Well, again, but we're I
Theorize.
I want to know. I want to know what happens.
Well, and I think it would be something different for everybody. Because, like, some people, like, I believe in reincarnation and past lives and stuff like that.
Heaven and hell.
No, I'm talking about, like, there's some people that if you have unfinished business,
Are souls recycled?
I would think so. I mean, I think so, because sometimes, I mean, I feel like I've had past lives, because I'll go places and it'll feel very familiar and home, and I will know things about different time periods. It's not anything I ever read, it's just things I instinctually know, which, I mean, that makes me feel like there's past lives. Like, it must be something that you've been around before. Same thing with deja vu. Like, you've done that before. That's why it feels like that familiar, like you've done it before, because you have. So I feel like people that still have things to finish may not necessarily move on to their next life yet. I also remember my niece when she was like 2. My sister passed away when I was like 15.
Sorry.
But she had a 6-month-old daughter when she passed away. Well, not when she passed away, but before she passed away. And when she was about 2, she would sit in the rocking chair at my mom's house and rock herself to sleep. And she would always tell us she was talking to her mom. So to me, I feel like my sister had unfinished business with her kids. So she's still around. Like, she had to see them grow up before she can really move on.
I had a sister who, in 2000, she died in her sleep. She had an aneurysm to her lung.
Isn't it crazy how that happens?
Blood cut through her gun. So, and she had how was Vicky, 2-year-old
Is he just like his mom?
daughter. So she was in bed. She was there, next to her, and so.
Like, do you ever wonder if she remembers that stuff? Because if she's little, like, I always wonder if kids remember that kind of stuff. Because, like, I know Michaela, my younger niece, that was 6 months old when her mom passed away. I know she doesn't really have any memories of her mom because she was too little.
No, she has some memories. Yeah.
Now, my older niece, she was 6, so she has memories of her mom.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But they're not necessarily good. My sister wasn't necessarily a great mom, but
I'm not a. I have to. This happened on a Saturday morning, and I still remember this whole weekend like it was yesterday. Friday night, I hadn't seen my sister in probably 2 or 3 weeks. The Friday night, I'm out. At the time, I'm married. I'm out with my ex. We're out with friends. I want to say. So, I can't remember anyways. We're out and a buddy of mine who's with us has a female friend meeting him. Well, she gets there, and she looks exactly from a distance walking to. She looks just like my sister.
That's creepy.
And my ex, same thing. We're like, good God, we thought that was my sister coming in, and so we're sharing that conversation. You know, you look like my sister, and then the next morning, I get the call from my mom. You know what has happened. So yeah, a part of me thought, in some crazy way, and I don't think, you know, this is, I don't know how to really explain or why, but I do feel like I got to see her one last time.
Oh, I believe that for sure.
And then about 3 months later, we run into this person again. I can't remember her name, out at somewhere, and I share that story. And for 30 minutes, I'm telling this story, and we're both crying for 30 minutes. It was very emotional, and I've never seen her since.
It's crazy.
So yeah, so in some weird way, there was some. She had a connection. She was, that person was meant to.
It was meant to cross your path.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know if it was some kind of divine, you know, intervention.
I don't know about that necessarily. I mean, the universe works in weird ways.
It does.
Now, does your niece act just like her mom? Because my younger niece.
No, not really.
See, now my niece that was a baby, she looks and acts and talks and walks just like my sister. Like, it is almost scary how much she's like my sister. So she has even made some of the really horrible bad decisions that my sister made. But it's just, I know a couple kids that
This is the 6 month or the
6 month old.
Okay.
The 6-year-old is the complete and polar opposite of her mother. Thank God, one of them had to be. But I know a few kids whose parents died when they were like infants, and when they get older, like, they look and act just like their parents, and I'm just like, was there some kind of weird, like their soul went into their kid's body?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, you know, I don't buy into the whole religion thing.
Spirituality, I can get with that.
Yeah.
I can get with that.
There's no such thing as a loving God.
No.
You know, if there's a God, it's neutral. I cringe whenever I hear the words,
The love
God
of,
is good.
they must have not read the Old Testament.
Well, here's the thing. If you're saying he's good, so when something bad happens, do you say he's bad? Because you have to. Well, then there were, well, no, he
Fair.
works in mysterious ways. Or he's that's free will. And I'm like, well, if it's free will, then it's all free will. You
can't pick and choose.
You can't, right. And that's what, so.
Lots of people do that with the Bible, though.
They do.
Because, like, I mean, people that want to follow the Bible to, like, the letter, and it's like, I hope you're not eating shellfish or wearing any kind of blended fabrics or anything like that, because then you're not following the rules.
True. And, you know, there's still people that swear by the Ark and
Yes,
whale.
especially in Kentucky.
Yeah. Good God.
Like, I want to.
You know, there's a part of me that would love to go there.
I just want to go check it out and be like. And I don't know if you ever noticed this with all of the pictures that they draw of Noah's Ark. There's always 2 male lions.
I saw that.
And I'm like,
yeah, that's right.
How did y'all think? First of all, how can you tell me that being gay is bad when you got 2 male lions right here? And how did you think we were going to do any more baby lions? People are crazy. And then, you know, the Bible's also been rewritten infinite amounts of times.
Interpretation.
So.
You know, I've heard the best story, or the best when it comes to science and religion. I think it was Ricky Gervais who said this, and he probably I heard it from him, so I don't know if he
originated it or not.
But anyways, but he is dead on to me. He's like, if the world ended, all of, you know, and it had to start back up again, and the Bible would be still an interpretation, but science would be exact. the way it was. So, and that's
Yeah, I don't know. My parents always tried to get me to go to Bible study classes and stuff when I was a kid, and I'm like,
I grew up
seriously,
Southern
I
Baptist,
go
and that's why I
to
was-
Catholic school. Why do I need to go to Bible study? We just talked about this in class.
And I want to say probably in my around 12, 13, because I grew up Southern Baptist and was, I had to go to church every Saturday and then some on
Hours.
Wednesday. Or not
Hours.
Saturday, Sunday, and then some on Wednesday, and then Vacation Bible School. And then it's then.
It gets pushed on you so much that you're
Yeah,
like,
and then once I really I get to a certain point where I can now start to formulate or try to understand what they're telling us out of the Bible, and it's like,
or just trying to form your own
I'm like, well,
opinions
yeah, it's
about
like,
it.
hold on, this doesn't really make sense,
Right.
Yeah, and
Right.
then it's like- and then I just no. To me, it's
And I'm not going to say that the Bible doesn't have like good life lessons in it. It does. It does. It's a great story.
You can take.
You can take lessons from it. You can also take lessons from Star Wars. You can take lessons from Pride and Prejudice. Like there's a lot of books you can learn things from. It doesn't have to just be the Bible.
You can keep
And,
going, and then I'm pulling up
that's cool.
a very good. Let me see, here it is. My man.
We actually
Bill
made
Maher.
a.
Hold on.
I do love Bill Maher.
Yeah, it's not Bill Maher.
We made a Bible joke in the fairy tale show that we did in Vava a few years ago. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. But it was Vava fairy tales. And we made a joke about how the Bible was the greatest storybook of all time. And people did not like that joke.
It doesn't. Yeah.
It didn't go over well. We thought it was funny. You could always tell the non-religious people because they would laugh. And then all the staunch religious people would be like, oh, can't believe they said that. And it's like, look, you're at a burlesque show. Like, I don't think you should be worrying too much about us making jokes about the Bible.
Yeah, here it is. Religion, this is Bill Maher's quote, it's just the ultimate hustle. Why can't God just defeat the devil? It's the same reason a comic book character can't defeat his nemesis. Then there's no story. If God gets rid of the devil, and he could because he's all powerful, well, there's no fear and no reason to come to church.
Well, and it's like, then what would you do with your Sundays, church people?
No, yeah. They hit Golden Corral early, right?
And never tip.
And never tip.
Why are church people the worst? Like I worked at Kmart all through high school. And I don't know if you've ever, well, Kmart doesn't exist anymore, but I don't know if you ever went to a
Back in the
Kmart
day,
on
yeah.
Sunday.
I don't, probably
It was
did,
terrible.
but-
It was terrible.
Yeah, 'cause
I was
it
a
was
cashier. Everything was my fault.
Yeah, that flock would hit Kmart. right after-
11:45.
Yeah, you just knew when church was out. So
Everybody would take their breaks before then because you knew 11:45.
Yeah,
Church people were coming in and they were going to want to know what the price was on everything, and they want to know why it wasn't marked right. And I'm like, I don't know. I ring the stuff up. I don't put it on the shelves. Like, and then you would try to call for a price. They never answered. So half the time I would just be like, how much did you say it was? That sounds reasonable. And I would just fix it on my thing. But I hated that job. But I stayed there because I wanted a good work record.
bet you want to get.
I've only had 5 jobs in my whole life. I feel like that's pretty good for a 36-year-old.
Very good.
Most of them have been doing hair. So,
Very
but yeah, church people. Ugh, church people.
good. We've had a good conversation.
Heck
We've
yeah.
gone almost an hour and a half. Wow.
Dang, shooting.
What's projects you got coming up?
My newest project, aside from
The
all
music.
the burlesque stuff I do, is I am fronting an all-girl 90s rock cover band. So we've been doing stuff like Alice in Chains and Nirvana and anything from like Hole and
90s?
Concrete Blonde.
90s, right?
90s and some early 2000s because we do like some No Doubt covers and stuff like that. So it's super fun. We want to be playing some shows out this summer.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. So right
you
now
haven't played any yet, have you?
we haven't played any out. We do have a name. We're the Tarnished,
I
and
like that.
right now we're just trying to make sure everything is really solid before we play out places because
How many?
there's
are in the
4
band?
members.
4? So
We got drummer, bass player, guitar, and then I sing. So It's fun. I feel like a cover of Rape Me is a lot more powerful coming from an all-chick band.
It would be.
So that's one of the songs we cover. So if you ever want to see that happen, come on out.
Good old Kurt.
Oh, good old Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my current project. I have practice tomorrow, and it's really fun. I've never been in a band before. Like, it was one of the performance things that I had never done before. Like, I had sung with groups and, you know, stuff like that. But as far as being in a live band, it was a whole new experience. But it is a blast and a half.
Good.
Blast and a half. So
Anything
right now
else?
we have about a 2-hour-long set. So,
Okay, wow.
well, we want to make sure it's good and solid.
Yeah.
So that way we can, you know, Rape Me's not going to fit into every venue.
Yeah, no.
But if you like, you know, 90s alt rock, you'd probably like our shows.
Very good. You said you're gonna do the burlesque thing, probably.
Oh, yeah. I'm not. Right now, I'm supposed to be joining back up with Vava in November. I do perform independently. I do a lot of the Titty Tiki Tuesdays at the Limbo.
Oh, yeah. That's
With
right.
Ethel.
Who was that? Ethel?
Ethel and Beatrix Benatti.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm doing their Boots Off Burly Brawl in April. End of April, that's going on. It's a burlesque comedy improv competition. I did it last year. It was a lot of fun. So, I don't know, I'm going to do that. And then tell some stand-up stories. So I do that kind of all over.
Good.
But yeah, I stay busy. I like it that way.
Just based on our conversation, yeah. I'm just surprised you fit me in tonight.
Man, you know, it's Tuesday. I got some free time. I had a sitter.
I appreciate it. Good stuff. Thanks for hanging out with
Yeah,
me.
anytime, man.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you so much.